Consciousness is like the ocean. The H2O network, purveyors of passion, seeking to expand human consciousness from the deep depths of the universe of your soul.
Greetings, family. This is the H2O Network, and this is your host, Dia Nunez, broadcasting live from New York City. Tonight is a special night, and I have to say that I'm really not surprised by the circumstances and what has progressed. We were supposed to be online at 8 o'clock. However, I have been trying to get online and through into my switchboard on Blog Talk Radio. No coincidence. This happens when one is having elders of any kind on the line doing a clearing of potentially thousands of people. No surprise. However, we are online right now, so that's all that matters, and hopefully we'll be able to extend, if you will, the time that we have with Frank Austin, Many Horses, and Angel That Dances on Clouds, because both of them are online. So I do apologize. However, I'm really not surprised, but we will carry on. So I see both of the elders on the line, and let me open up my switchboard so we don't waste any time. Greetings, Many Horses and Dances on Clouds.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm a little stressed out, but it is what it is, the fact of the matter that we're online, and that's all that matters, so people are able to get a clearing, if you will.
Uh-huh. That happens. We've experienced that in our journey. Whenever there's work going to be done to help people, the old dark stuff just go to town and try to put a block on it. So we have experienced that. So we're on now, so that is good.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, I sweat it out. You know, I sweat these things out, and you get nervous, but this is what you have to do. And actually, not to sound crazy, but in a way, this is a wonderful thing that it did happen because of the simple fact that this is an example of the essence of some of the information that Barbara has been passing on, if you will, within her network about negative energy and how that can intervene when there's something good that is trying to be propelled into this reality, how negative energy intervenes. So actually this whole experience that I had for an hour, if you will, hour and a half, actually more than an hour, is a good example of the workings that Barbara gave us this week. How ironic. You just have to laugh.
It's very interesting, like working with energy and psychology, and we've been doing this for many years now, and the more deeper we get into this to be able to help people, the more we begin to understand how the dark energy operates. Like, even if an individual that wants to change their life and they've gone through hell in a handbasket and is very gifted, make a choice to better themselves and start seeking help. And when they get into the direction of the right help, it's amazing how the dark one will psychologically start to manipulate the individual's thought form, confuse them, talk to them, tell them not to go, all kinds of crazy stuff. It's amazing some of the stories I can tell you that people have experienced just to get help in that situation where the stuff that they have to go through. But once you burst through it, and then after that, you're basically home free. It's just a matter of using psychology to understand the mechanics of emotion that goes on around you to be able to filter it and walk through it all without taking any of it on. So everything in the works in our life is all based on science. It's all about energy. and it's all about psychology. Everything that you do in your life is a blueprint that you create in your mind right from the first second you start to think about a sentence. And in that sentence, the words that you put into formation is based on the emotion that you have within you, the emotion which basically describing it is more the heart energy. So intertwined with the words that you would use, if you're not balanced, is going to be positive and negative. And it all depends on the thought form and in the moment where you are is what's going to affect you and how you're going to express yourself on a daily basis. So it's amazing the work that we do when we begin to understand the mechanics of the thought form of every individual that is around and what base what is it coming from? It comes from many different teachings in their life and many different experiences. So it's just a matter of reorganizing everything in your mind and reprogramming yourself with psychology to self-empower yourself. And that's the work we do, is we create leaders, not followers. A while back, I went to a big gathering when I was called. An elder was sitting there. An elder saw me drive into the gathering. And it's unbelievable. She came over to me after she watched me unload and everything, and she says, "You come alone?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I travel alone." And he said, "That's good." He says, "That means you do good work." He says, "I see all the spirits that walk with you. You have lots." He says, "But the reason why you walk alone is because you create leaders, not followers. If you created followers, you would have came with a whole lot of people with you. So that is good." So that was a compliment coming from an elder at a gathering, that the work we do is basically all about self-empowerment, creating leaders within ourselves, but the ability to become one when we all come together wherever we go.
Absolutely. And, it's funny that you say that, Many Horses, because looking back with the leaders, quote-unquote, elders that I've been around, they don't travel in packs. They do walk alone. And their apprentices, if you will, are not far behind, but they're very low-key, and they give you tools, some elders more than others, depending upon where they believe that you stand, give you tools to empower yourself, and it is about empowerment, if you will. So people are able to walk this prayer, walk through this life. And, all time on the linear timeline is important. However, as we walk through this reality, we can see with our own eyes the energies that are being let in onto the planet and being released away from the planet. And there are a lot of things going on. And I don't really need to go into that because people, I would imagine, read their news feed and many other things, the mass manipulation through our consciousness is at an all-time high. You walk down the street and you see the reaction of people through their psychology and how they do things is at an all-time high. There are many spiritual things that are going on, and at any time, more than any other time I perceive, people need tools to be able to protect themselves, to be able to clear themselves, to be able to have certain type of knowledge, spiritual knowledge, because that's a weapon, if you will, against unwanted energy, because some people just walk through this reality without any weaponry, very naive, and have a lot of attachments to things that they're really not privy of, and then they walk around and they wonder why certain things are percolating and happening. So I'm really glad that you and Angel that Dances on Clouds is here to be able to do this for the people, because this is very important. I always say when things go crazy with really crazy energy, you can try to do what you can to block the energy, but if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, something good, if you will. So I'm really honored that both of you all are here.
Mm-hmm. it's about human energy, thought form. Everything that you create in your mind that creates the soup of energy that we walk in today. And in the soup of energy, there are many different factors that we encounter. There's the first thing that you do is you understand the physical body. It's being 80% water, 20% mineral, 60% oxygen. And in that, when you look at Dr. Emoto's work and bring it right down into the cell matter, and in that you will recognize memory cells of everything that one individual that would experience in their life is all recorded in there. So your whole body is a memory cell. And in your life, when you are born and raised, like when you're born pure. Beautiful, just pure, like your brand new computer that hasn't even been turned on yet. So the first encounter that you experience in your life is unconditional love through birth. And in some cases it doesn't happen. And from that point on, the unconditional love you experience, the comfort, everything that the mother provides, or sometimes another individual will be involved with that. And through that lifetime, as you grow, you begin to experience different factors. Maybe one or two, or not of all, is the psychological abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, nepotism, racism, addictions, suicidal tendencies, etc., that would fall into your lap into your growing years. And in that, they're all loaded into your memory cells. So when you do work with yourself, it's basically mathematics. It's understanding pure psychology. Within ourselves, every human being has that built-in psychology. And every one of us has a built-in wisdom of absolute truth. We're the only one that knows everything that we've learned and experienced through our whole lifetime, right from our childhood. Everything is recorded within us. And in our journey, as we grow up, these memory cells activate with sound, smell, location, people, anything that relates to the situation that you have in your life and what your behavior is as an adult begin to activate. When you look at childhood life, a lot of the activities that we experience in our childhood also grow up with us in our adult years too. So in our memory cells, through some of the abuse that we go through, psychological, physical, especially sexual abuse, there's DNA exchange, fluid exchange, and in these DNA and fluid, there are memory cells of the individuals, everything they experience in their life, that is also loaded into your cells. And in that, if it's done with deep emotion, sadness, pain, anger, trauma, fear, it goes deep, deep into your memory cells. And I often thought about, okay, how we're going to work with this when it goes in deep. It's similar to the Vietnam traumas, the Second World War traumas, all these different traumas that has been experienced through lifetimes. There's similarity involved, so how do we deal with this? So I've learned this in this work is this simple facts of walking the absolute truth. To be able to release the energy that are locked within you. That's the mechanics of what I speak of, the mathematical thinking in numbers, to unlock the memory cells so that they can release. And once you've released that, a lot of times emotion, your whole life changes. Sometimes sickness leaves you. And in some hard cases, there are real stubborn, dark energies that get into us where we need help. This is where we need to find energy workers, light workers, individuals that know how to work with energy to be able to clear the individuals of these little entities to the great big son of a guns that make humans, host out of humans. And there are different symptoms that we all feel in this. For instance, when you have something that gets into you, you can feel it move around inside of you like gas. When it goes into your tummy, your tummy feels bloated. Even though you get hungry, you can't eat. When it goes up into your chest, you get a pressure in your chest, like for 1 or 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Sometimes your heart palpitates. And then when that energy goes up into your head, it either feels stuffy or it feels really hollow. And holy smacks, your thinking process just goes right off the wall. Like you think totally, really just crazy. Major personality changes take place. You start to do things that you wouldn't normally do to yourself. You start saying things that you won't normally say to yourself or others. So the major personality changes starts happening when you get these dark energy into you. And they use those issues that you have in your life. That's the one that holds things back. Those are the doorway for the old dark one to get into you. So when dealing with all your issues, take it all around, get rid of everything. You're like a light bulb. There's no black spots within you. You can't zero in on a dark spot to get at you. So that's what cleaning yourself is all about. Like in our traditional way, in the tribe that I come from, we were born pure. The Creator sent us down pure. So out of respect in our life and our journey, we keep that purity so that when we go back really pure. So it's all about energy. We learn how to work with energy. We learn about the body, the grid lines, the energy lines within you, the organs, the vibration that it has, everything. It's to understand and master your emotion, your heart, and your body to be able to start turning things around and start to recognize the foreign energies that are around you. Mastering yourself with the absolute truth basically is mastering yourself to become the master you're meant to be. And it's a simple journey. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know how to do this, because we all have it within us. Every human being that is born has that in them. So it's quite simple to be able to turn that around, to be able to table it, putting the words in the right formation so that individuals, when they read it, look at it, it helps them, guide them into an area that will help them turn their life around. So we've learned how to do this work, distance work. We used to do a lot of long-distance phone work. We had to stop that because I never had time for anything else, so we started traveling to do this work. Yeah, so, but we still do distance work on the phone when we need to. Yeah, so I was talking to Barb here last week, and I said, hey, maybe we'll talk to our friend over there, and we can see if we can do mass clearing with the audience. And it only takes a few minutes to do that.
Indeed, and it will always be in the archives. And I just have to I would like to make an announcement. In Many Horses and Angel that Dances on Clouds, if you allow, I'm looking at my switchboard. You know, I tell you, energy can be very, very funny. However, it's through, as you stated, Elder, through one's psychology that you allow things to perpetuate and to percolate. However, I am not going to allow that to go down. After the 10 o'clock hour on the East Coast, we are going to go into the archives if both of the elders allow so. Family, make sure you're hearing us live now. At the top of the hour, we will still be recording, but in the archives, which means that after the show has aired and things of this nature, you'll be able to hear everything in its full content. However, if you'd like to call into my switchboard, which I would advise you to do, you can call into 917-889-7207. That's 917-889-7207. We will not be taking phone calls because I just want Many Horses and Angel that Dances on Clouds on the line. Because they will be doing a clearing. However, after everything has been recorded, you will most definitely be able to click on the link that has been provided for you with Barbara and Many Horses and listen to everything in full, so you'll be able to receive the transmission and the information that the elder has to give, because there is no stopping what needs to be done. Yeah, I have to say, Elder, that when Barbara um emailed me, not that I was surprised, but I was a little surprised, if you will, because you guys are very busy, you're traveling, you're teaching and things of this nature. However, I do realize, as I stated at the beginning of the show, there are many energies and many things percolating within the stratosphere of this reality that we live in. So I was like, wow, that's interesting that they're calling me and they're asking to do this. I am extremely happy that this is happening, if you will. So I know that usually when an elder contacts me that there is a need to do certain things because they are observing certain energies, if you will, in this world that we live in. So this is a wonderful thing. So I just wanted to make that statement before we continue on so people understand what's happening, since we've had so many technological gremlins going on this evening. But go on, Many Horses.
Okay. In the human body, the way I was shown by my guides, how to clear a person over the stand up in person, also over the phone, where I've also, I should say, not I, because I takes me into ego. We is when we all work together in unity with the universe and the creator and spirits. When an individual is having a problem in the hospital, sometimes they're close to the old St. Peter is not there, he's somewhere in the casino, so they don't answer the door for the time being. So we get called, and when we find a family member that is gifted in the crowd, we work through that person. We're able to help the individual in the hospital. And 50-50 chance sometimes the individual comes out and goes home. And the other 50%, it just makes it easier for the person to go across to the other side. So if it's meant to be that the individual is to stay, that's where you see miracles happen. It's really amazing the work we do. And it's all about the human body. There's attachments that come onto us in our daily lives. Like when we have psychic attacks on our shoulder blade and our left and right, is where you'll get pain. It's like you'll feel like something's stuck in there or something. Those are known as psychic attacks. Us gifted people can see those things stuck into your back. And when you get hit by a big demonic one, I use my sisters as an expression because they wear bras. Right across the bra line, when there's a soreness going on there, that's when you're just more or less dealing with emotion, like stuff going on in your family tree that you're worried about and stuff. So you get pain on that area. But above that, about an inch and a half above, inch and a half below the bra strap, when you get hit in those areas, that's when you get nailed by a big demonic energy. And that's usually pretty painful. Sometimes it'll flatten you right on your back. And your stomach, you'll feel something move around in there at a lot of times. So with the work we've done, when I first started doing this work years ago, it blew me away when I started to see shackles on people, on our people. So my guides got me to pull the shackles off the individuals. So when we pull the shackles off the wrist, the throat, the chastity belt, and the ankle, holy smackers, what we seen was a spirit walk out of a dungeon, like literally blow the doors open and come back into the body. So I related this to the residential school. So when I branched off away from our people and opened the doors to the white person, the Oriental, and the black, lo and behold, I was blown away. They wore shackles too.
Indeed.
So I looked at this, I said, okay, what's going on here? Why? I thought this only was our people. So my guides took me back into history, right back into way back before Christ, and started showing me how the demonic energy started to manipulate and control mankind and started to shackle people and put their spirits into a dungeon and put a spirit in them that's workable, a dark one. So we've learned in this work, when we do all these energy removal from the individual, is those shackles also get removed. There's an automatic soul retrieval, and back pain, stomach pain, sometimes cancer, different symptoms will leave the individual when we do this work. So what I would like everybody to do that are out there is, if you can stand up, that would be good. And you just stand and you just rattle your legs, your arms, just kind of relax a little bit, take a deep breath, and think about the people that may have harmed you in your life and the traumas that you went through in your life, that you want to let this all go. Any sickness you have, bad memories, you want to let it all go. And at the same time, you think of the people that you may have harmed in your journey, in your walk. You ask that there's time for forgiveness, that we're all free again, and that we'll all be blessed and put back into the sacred light. And you put your hand behind your neck, where there's no hair in the small of your neck. And you put your hand there, and just like a rope running down your back, right up into your head also. You take a deep breath, a real big one, like, and then when you blow out like that, at the same time, you grab that rope off your neck, and you pull it, and you throw it straight up and blow out at the same time, like that. Just do that now. I can feel all that. Now, in your throat, right where your Adam's apple is like a rope and there's a collar there that runs down into your stomach. When you grab that one, you do the same thing. You take a deep breath and you grab, just like a rope at your Adam's apple, you grab it, you take a deep breath, you grab it, you pull it and throw it up at the same time and blow out at the same time. Do it now. Woo-hoo. Now your chest, right in the middle of your chest, just like mud there. You take a deep breath, you grab that mud, you blow out and grab it and throw it away at the same time. Throw it upwards.
Oh man.
Now right at your solar plexus, you take a deep breath, you grab that and you pull it off and throw it away. And right at your belly button, you take a deep breath and you grab it, just like a big pancake come off your tummy, you throw it away. Blow out same time. Right at your pubic bone, you take a deep breath, you grab and pull downwards and up and throw it away. That clears your first chakra. Oh yeah. Now your lower back, the small of your back, you just take a deep breath and you just relax and pull it off and throw it away. And you shake both ankles, shake off the shackles, your hands, shake them off. Your throat has already gone off, the one off your chastity belt sort of thing, that's gone too, your throat one is gone too. So all those that are sensitive energy out there, you'll feel a lot lighter and you're going to sleep a lot better. If you have any symptoms or anything like that, you're going to sleep good tonight. You're going to feel good tomorrow. Going to feel better the next day. Third day, you're going to be waltzing. And blow your mind what that's going to do for you. So if you close your eyes now and you look in between your eyebrows, you're going to see it really white. And you pray all the time. I'm seeing ocean. I'm seeing sort of a deserty kind of area, a bit of forest. I see fields, I see animals. So there are people out there that like different things. So if you can think about the times that you prayed for your loved ones who went to the other side and the loved ones who are on this side, you think about that and you see yourself and go to that favorite place where you really like, by the ocean, out in the desert, in the forest, in the mountains, by the river, at home, in your backyard, wherever your favorite place is, see yourself there. And when you see yourself there, feel yourself nice and light. No more sadness, no more pain, no more bad memories, just pure love flowing through you. And in your vision, you see yourself there in a beautiful sunny day. You look up, you see this eagle that flies with you. The love connection that you guys have with your prayers is so beautiful, it's unconditional. And those who have been spiritual and been walking and are gifted, and you look on each side of you, you'll see animals, birds and butterflies that have been walking with you for many years that helped you in your hard times. And that love energy is so beautiful. And that strong energy you feel behind you, like somebody there, like more than one person. You feel that sit behind you. When you turn around to see who's all there, you'll see Jesus, Mother Mary, angels, Buddha, all the ascended masters, your grandmas, your grandfathers, friends, relatives who passed over, and spirit guides you've never seen before, all smiling at you. And when you see that, you go over to them. You give Mother Mary, Jesus a big hug, give your angel a big hug, your loved ones a big hug, and you ask them to help you now with the spiritual path that you have found yourself on. You ask them to help you, guide you, to give you the strength you need, the wisdom you need, the prosperity you need, the protection you need. Whatever you need in your life, you ask them to help you with that, and they will talk to you. That's the gifted person that has that ability to go across. And a lot of us have that ability, and some of us are just empathic. We just feel energy. So we learn to read energy. So while you're there, you can feel the spirits are with you, and you can hear them talk to you. So you learn to read energy. And that energy reading is accurate. So once you've done that and you finish talking to you, the advice that I've given you and everything, you thank them for being with you. You let them know that now you know you don't walk alone and that you're going to call on them to help you all the time. And every night when you pray for your guides so that you all be one together. You ask the Creator to bless them, to give them the strength that they need so that they can help you in your walk, in your daily life, and that you will all be blessed with the energy of pure unconditional love, honor, and respect so that you guys all have that commonality in the physical and the spirit world. So it's showing that gratitude to your guides all the time is you eat, you pray, and you give thanks to the Creator, Mother Earth, and all the brothers and sisters who gave themselves, the brothers and sisters who prepared it. And you ask the Creator to bless that food, multiply it to go in the spirit world, so that all the spirits that walk with you, and also your friends' spirits, if they don't know how to pray, that their guides will all be fed too, so that there's no hungry spirits to walk away from you after. It's a gratitude that you show. And it's like a waitress. You walk into a restaurant, if you tip your waitress will always look after you. Whenever you walk in a restaurant, he will always serve you and give you the top service. So guides work the same way. So offering a food and a paper plate at times when you get a chance out in the road, let the animals and birds and take it, sometimes put it in a fire. So do offerings all the time. And the way we do it a lot of times is we drop tobacco on the ground, give thanks, and ask the Creator to do the blessing and offering. And food is so important that we pray on that all our guides, everything we have in our life, we share with our guides.
I know that a lot of the stuff that you're talking about, man, excuse me, I have to like catch my breath because pulling that cord out of my throat has been making me cough a little bit. I keep coughing. I have to keep putting myself on mute, but that's a good thing because then that means that I'm releasing.
Okay, now in that case, you put your hand right down just above your pubic bone.
Mm-hmm.
You take a deep breath, like your breath right down into your tummy. Let your tummy bulge out. And then open up your throat, and when you breathe out with your hand, push it all out of your throat. Do that now. Yee-hoo! There you go. Now grab off your throat and throw it away. The residue. There you go. Piece of cake.
So let me ask you, as Many Horses grins online, Many Horses, can people go back into the archives and listen to this and keep doing this over and over again when they feel certain things in certain areas of the body?
Yes, it works like a charm. We've done that with a few YouTubes that we did with APTN.
Mm-hmm.
And people have some of that stored in their computer memory banks, and whenever they need to, they use it, and it works.
Yes, it does, because I feel my throat clearing up, and I know that the more we're energy beacons, and we collect energy regardless of where we're at. However, I live in New York City, so I could walk outside my door for 5 minutes, if you will, and collect things. This is just how the energy works. And sometimes I come home and I feel things that are not supposed to be there. So this is a very good tool that one can use, as Many Horses says, whenever you need it, to be able to pull those things away. Because I do feel that in my throat when you guided me to clear that residual energy, if you will. I wanted to know if, and I asked Barbara this earlier today, if I'm able to share, because Barbara has been giving your words, if you will, to the people, so people
Yes.
recognize what's a negative residual energy, if you will, what that is, what we're doing to allow this energy into our lives, the water ceremony, and many other things. I'm able to share these with the people, correct?
Yep.
Very
Yeah,
good.
it's there. Like everything we put on our website, on our Facebook, everything is there to help people, to share. It's there to help people. That's what it's there for.
Excellent. So, family, make sure that you friend the H2O network, if you will, and I will pass this information on. When I tell you, I woke up this week and Barbara, Angel that Dances on Clouds, was giving these PDFs, this information. I was blown away. I was so happy, and they're very small and impacted with information. So, family, make sure that you email me, if you will, so you can get these downloads. There are, I believe, 5 of them, and you can get this information that Many Horses has created for the family, because it's very important. I've been reading them all week, so you can take them into your spirit, because everything that Many Horses and Dances on Clouds have, Angels that Dances on Clouds has been saying in this information, is everything that Oba Ernesto Pichardo has been saying, if you will. All the elders of the world, all the clans of the world, if you will, the elders, the information, when it comes to certain things, resonate on the same frequency. So please make sure that you email me at rg345@nyu.edu so I can hand them over to you and you share with individuals. And also on Facebook, I will share this information, and I ask permission, because I always like to ask permission. And we're going into the archives. We have 90 seconds, but we're going into the archives, family, but we're going to continue to speak. So everyone on the phone lines, you are A-OK. Everyone else, you will hear this in the archives. I send you a lot of love. And regardless of how we came on air, nothing can be stopped when it's all in good. I was really surprised when I got this information, and also I will be making comments. I'm going to be making some YouTube videos, reading some of the information and discussing the information, creating a dialogue, as Many Horses says, and reading from this information. And I will be starting these videos within the next couple of days because this information is very much needed. We need this information at this time, and it's information to help you walk through this sacred life that we live. So make sure that you contact me, and I will put you in contact with Many Horses and Angel that Dances on Clouds, very much so. I just want to always make sure that I ask permission, if you will, from the elders before I disseminate any information, even though I know that you said that it's for the people. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Yes, that's what it's all about. It's many years ago when I first started doing this work, I remember when I was a young child, grandfather raising me out in the woods. And they mentioned that when it's time for me to start doing this work, first he told me that I was going to have a hard life for a short period of time. And then when I get back on track, because of the way the whole system has brought our people down, we're not supposed to talk about it. It's not supposed to be out in the open, all that secret stuff. Grandparents said, no, that's the wrong teachings. We have to get out there and we have to start talking. We have to start sharing. He said, otherwise no one will know who we truly are as people with hearts if we stay quiet. So we have to start talking. So when I started this work, when I got introduced to a computer, my grandfathers and grandmothers, my guides, they started talking to me to adapt to the here and now and start to use that. Because that network goes worldwide and it goes into just about everybody's home. So people will have access to it. I've had people approach me and say, do a book, get wealthy and all this stuff. And I said, no. I says, there's a lot of people out there who can't afford it. There's people out there that just don't read, period. Mm-hmm. But they do go on the computer. So it's a good way to get on into a computer, to be able to share this wisdom out there, to be able to help people. So I listened to my guides on the other side, and I started working with this slowly. And then when Barb and I partnered up, and I realized that she had John Wayne fingers, fast, and was good with computer, I said, hey, okay, here we go. So we're able to put a lot of good stuff on there that's helping people. So we got about 90 notes on our website now, on our Facebook, that will help people. And everything there is to help people, the gifted people, the hurting people, healers, psychics, any individual that wants to turn their life around, any individual that works with people, anybody that wants to enhance their gifts, everything is there for people. That's there just to help people. And it's about sharing.
It is about sharing. And Elder, since you and Barbara are on the line, I have Barbara on mute to make sure that we hear everything that is said, so there is no feedback, if you will, but I'm going to bring Barbara in a minute. I am going to do my part. I always believe in doing my part, if you will, and this is this radio show. And after this show is done and things of this nature, and we have finished our conversation, I will be downloading this and transporting it, editing it, if you will, and putting it up on Facebook and in my network and passing it on so people can get this information. I will also be going through every single piece of information that Barbara, my sister, because we are all relations, gives me I will be sitting down in front of a camera, reading this information and discussing this information and creating a dialogue with the people, if you will, and passing it on and reading some of the prayers, the beautiful prayers. Family, I have to tell you that the prayers that Many Horses has given to the people is they're unreal, they're beautiful prayers. So I will be creating this YouTube series very soon on all of the information that you and Barbara have put together and putting it out there on the people. And hopefully the more that people do this, the more people will receive all of these blessings that the elders have been sitting on for so long. So no one out there can say that our elders, our American Indian elders, are not teaching us or not sharing information. It's all out here to be had, family. You have an elder on the line. You have two elders on the line. You have Many Horses, and you have Angel that dances on clouds. So make sure you keep your eye percolating on that, because I want to do my part. We all have to do our part. So when you get this information, you don't keep it to yourself. You share it with your comrades. You share it with others, because this is very important.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, being able to share that. And that's what creates unity. That's what creates a rhythm and balance that we all need. That helps us live in a good way, to be able to be good role models to our young ones who are going to be behind us when we leave. So it's so important that the responsibility we have as adults is take that by the bull horn, so to speak, and take that responsibility and start walking our talk to make those changes, so that our young people can see the changes that we are making, and so that we can leave good things back for them. That's the old way of our people, is leave the garden beautiful, take only what you need, but put lots back, because there's more people following. That's the wisdom of our elders. And that's the way we walk, is to be able to walk without owning anything. And always remember everything around you was loaned to you, and respect that.
Absolutely, Many Horses. And I'm going to unmute Barbara as we speak, so she can give the family some information. Greetings, Barbara.
Hi.
How are you this evening, Angel that dances on clouds? I love saying your name.
I'm good. I'm just updating the website.
Yes. I tell you, you and Many Horses are constantly working on and percolating and getting this information out. When I'm up, when everyone else is sleeping, this is how hard they work, family. What you guys all know, the HO Network family knows that I'm very nocturnal and I'm up working during the night. That's when Spirit has me up. Barbara is up doing the same thing, family, and she's transmuting this information in paper form, in PDF form, for individuals all over the globe. So she's working very, very hard, along with her elder, Many Horses, to be able to share this information. What do you have to share with the people this evening, Barbara?
I just encourage them to go to the website. We put everything on there, as well as Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's an open book. It's about sharing.
I love it. They're it's very simple. It's all about sharing. Just go to the website. I love that.
Yeah, it is about creating leaders within the self. Yeah, and all the tools are there to help a person create safe spaces and self-clearing, and, even tools on how to rewire your brain, how to correct the self. They call it, it's called discipline. Yeah, the elders call it discipline, and it's constantly working on yourself every day. Yeah, it's staying on top of your thoughts, staying on top of your actions, and making sure everything has a good outcome, and and keeping yourself 3 moves ahead all the time.
Absolutely, that's very important. And one of those PDFs that you gave is the water ceremony, and also you give some tools for the family to do every day. Can you talk about, I guess you could say, a practice that everyone should do every day? I mean, that's different for everyone, but since you and Many Horses are on the line, what are your suggestions?
Breathing, I love you. It's really simple. You can do it every morning. Usually when I wake up, if I'm busy or if I've been fighting in my dreams, what I'll do is I'll sit there for about 5-10 minutes and I'll just breathe in my mind, say I love you with the breath in, and breath out, I love you. Breath in, I love you. Breath out, I love you. And what that does is it changes every cell in your body to be pure unconditional love, light, and energy, and it shifts the energy. And what I do is, if I'm working on the computer and if I'm feeling a little bit frustration coming on, I'll stop and I'll breathe. Yeah, or if I'm feeling someone else's energies, learn to decipher whether it's your energies or someone else's energies. And if it's not yours and you feel it coming onto you and it's starting to shift your mood or your thought or your actions, stop and start breathing. Yeah, sometimes when I'm in public, I'll run into the bathroom and I'll do a self-clearing.
Which is I'm telling you, in this time, like I was telling Many Horses, that is very much needed. There's a lot of craziness percolating on the wheel, if you will. So we have to be able to have tangible tools. At least I'm speaking for myself because I'm only living my life, if you will. But we need tools to be able to clear. And our breath, if you will, our words, our energy, and this is something that I perceive that has been lost within the generations of individuals. We really take these things for granted. However, the Creator has given us these tools, and they're very simple. For some reason, as human beings, we think that everything should be complicated, and it really is not.
Yeah, I remember my mom telling me stories when she was growing up. She said, my girl, if we needed water, we had to go down to the river with buckets. She said, now you just have to turn a tap. So times have changed. And, the teachings of the First Nations, it's really amazing. If you think about it and you go back into history, like I know in Canada, we've only had spiritual, cultural, and traditional freedom for 25 years. So now it's about educating the people and letting them know that it's very simple and it could be applied in your life every day.
Absolutely.
And it's really wonderful.
No, it is, and it's really wonderful, and if you will, that you and Many Horses are giving all of this information. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like I said, it's just a wonderful way of being, because a lot of people are still sitting on information and withholding information away from the people for certain reasons, if you will. But you and Many Horses have chosen not to do this. You are following spirit. So I feel really blessed, and I know that people in your networks and Many Horses networks feels really blessed, and this is very valuable information. I know that in one of the PDFs when you talk about negative energy too, you talk about, say, when we get that feeling or we feel some of these things around us in our home, because I spend a lot of time in my home as well. Should we sage all the time and use the water ritual in order to clear our space as well? I call it a spiritual kit. There are just certain things that you should always have in your home.
Yeah. Whenever you go out and come back in, it's really good to sage yourself because you pick up energies that are out there, and the smoke actually removes and gets rid of the negative energies that you pick up because your aura is really sticky. And if you don't have it, then give yourself a good shake before you walk in the door, and you can drop a lot of it. Yep, and smudging the home and yourself every morning is a good practice as well, especially after you wake up and you've had some wonky dreams,
Mm-hmm.
or if you've had nightmares, or if you had premonition dreams, you can pray on it and ask for it to be changed, and you can also smudge yourself. Yep, and anytime visitors leave your home, you smudge your home, because they're bringing their energies into your home, and if those energies like your home, they're going to stay.
Indeed.
Yep. Yep, so even on the phones, like before I pick up a phone, I'll wipe my hand over it and say I love you, and then I'll start talking on the phone. Yeah, and that it's putting like a white blanket over the phone so that when I talk, I don't pick up stuff from other people, because you can transfer over phones as well.
Absolutely you can, and I've learned this the hard way many years ago. Speaking with an unintentional energy vampire, I would wonder why I would speak to them, and I would feel, I guess you could say, disheveled. I would feel really chronically fatigued and feel tired. And I finally figured out, well, it's because of the person that I'm speaking to on the telephone and them emanating energy through the telephone, if you will, because the telephone is an energy beacon. It is a conduit. So one of the things that I have to say that I love about these PDFs of information that you and Many Horses have given out is that, oh, man, excuse me, Barbara. I'm sorry. Hold on. Woo.
Put it on your chest. Put your hand on your chest and take a deep breath and pull it off. I can feel it sitting there. Oh, it's better.
Yeah, man. I'm
Thank
telling
you.
I know I'm going to be doing this all night. I'm going to be pulling energy off my chest, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I just got disheveled. Okay, what I love about these PDFs is that Many Horses and you are teaching the family how to think energetically, which, Barbara, we have been indoctrinated from secular society to be ritual automatons, not knowing what we're doing from an energetic level. And that's one of the things that I have to say that I love about these PDFs, because we have to start recalibrating our consciousness and the way that we think. Our bodies are beacons, they're conduits for many things. So we have to start looking at our lives and the places that we live in a different type of way, and that's what I love about these PDFs.
Yep. A lot of the I still have more information to put on. I keep on getting ideas, and I have to write it down in a book so I don't lose it. Yeah, and there's one that I have that I need to update. It teaches you how to connect with the universal energies, Creator, and Mother Earth, so that when you're an open vessel and all your chakras are cleared, if someone wants to suck energy off you, all you have to do is open right up and start breathing and let them suck, because they're going to take it right from Creator, the universe, and Mother Earth, and it's not even going to deplete your own energies. Yeah. So I did lots of research on different ancient teachings and First Nation teachings, and putting the science behind it and putting all the pieces together to teach people how to use their whole human body as a power vessel, teaching them how to use all their power points.
Absolutely. These things are very important. I mean, there's really not much else to be said, but that you're recalibrating the way that we think, our minds, and so on and so forth, so we're able to use some of these tools, because the ancestors did think this way. And I have to do a disclaimer, because people will be like, well, this sounds like New Age thought form. And I'm like, listen, New Age is old age. Understand this. This is the way that the ancestors thought on many tribes of planet Earth. But we have to recalibrate the way that we think and the way that we move. So I'm really thankful for this information.
And I really feel people should understand that all the four nations all had their songs, their drums, their ceremonies, and it was over time that it was lost or put away.
Mhm.
And it needs to be seen as unity, as tools helping each other. It doesn't matter where it comes from as long as it helps you, and as long as it's done in a good way. And it was really interesting because in the last 10 years, I've been speaking about 10, 15 years to the elders in our community, and how I explained how our people have only had freedom for the last 27 years. What people don't realize is it's documented with archaeologists that they found First Nations in their digs. They found information that dates us back to 30 to 40,000 years. But in our oral stories, we walked with the dinosaurs. So a lot of our teachings go back right to the beginning of our time.
Well, I've always said, Barbara, that the information that science gives humanity about their existence is incorrect. My ancestors and my guides and my native woman is like, that's not right. The information that they're giving you historically is not right. Don't listen to them, even though it may sound funny when I'm saying it's not right. So, yeah, I've known that for a very long time.
Mhm. Yeah, it's really amazing. I do, one of the things I do emphasize with people about some of the tools, going back to asking what people should do daily, was the meditation and the praying. Yeah, as well as the breathing, I love you. And on the website, we have the 4 main tools that a person could use.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I had learned was praying is for asking and meditating is for receiving. So whatever you ask for in your prayers, when you take the time to meditate, it's an earning process. That's when you get to receive what you're asking for. So they both go in balance.
And that makes sense. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Barbara's like, yes, dear, yes. I'm laughing because I can feel the energy of some people that stand behind you, and they're very stern, they're very gentle. However, they have a very stern look on their face. And they're like, yes, dear, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And I love that. So how should one meditate? You carry their energy, so that's why I keep laughing. I feel like this little kid because I can see them. And it's very interesting. However, anyway, ignore me. Because when certain elders get on the line, my ancestors move very close to me, and they're speaking to me right now. If you will. So it's just making me chuckle a little bit. So if I seem a little nutty right now, just ignore me. It's all beautiful and it's all good because this is information that not only my audience needs, but I need. So they're standing very, very close to me, and they're saying a few things. However, y'all stand back so I can ask my question. How long should one meditate, Barbara? Because it's very hard for some people to do. Their mind is always busy and always working.
5, 10, 20 minutes.
Yeah. When I first started, I remember my brain would always go really wonky, and it wouldn't be quiet. And my first teacher shared with me to use a trigger word. Like, you can start breathing and use the I love you. Deep breaths in, I love you. Deep breaths out, I love you. And as soon as your brain starts thinking, the trigger word I used to use was apple. So it took me about 6 weeks to 8 weeks of practicing every day for about 5 minutes to finally get my brain to be quiet enough so I can receive messages, or I can start. And then I started seeing images. At first, it was just energy. I can see lights. And sometimes I can see the northern lights, like the aurora borealis. And then after a while, I can see elders' faces coming towards me. And they would come in from the left, scoop in front of me and go out to my right, or they would come in from my right and go out, and it was just really amazing. And after a long time, after practicing that, I found that it would get longer, because once you get into the meditation, once you get into it, you kind of lose track of time, because there's times where I'll get up like half an hour, 45 minutes later, and it felt like 5 minutes. So it's just practicing.
Absolutely. You get in that time warp. The ancestors pull you into the time warp. But that's happened to me. I sit down and it's 5 minutes, and then after I get done, I look up. It's like 2 hours later. So that's a wonderful thing. Yeah, absolutely. I feel in my spirit, and I want to know how the elder on the line and you feel about this. I feel settled right now. I feel like I just ate a piece of chocolate and I'm satisfied. And I don't know why I'm bringing that analogy forward, but that's how I feel. I feel like the ancestors came to say what they had to say, to give the information to the people, and there's really not much else to say, if you will, meaning that now it's time for individuals to take action. We just got a clearing from the elder Many Horses. We just got wisdom from his apprentice, Angel that Dances on Clouds. We have information out there, family, so really, it's tonight, this evening. However, even though the energies were very funny with us, one can move beyond that. We got the information that we needed to receive, and now one needs to connect. So you need to make sure that you connect with me so you can get in touch with our elder, Many Horses, and with Angel that Dances on Clouds, so we can proceed forward. The information is out there. And that's all that really needs to be said. Many Horses and Angel that Dances on Clouds, are there any last words that one wants to give to the people before we get off air?
It's all about self-love, self-honor, self-respect, and self-worth. And looking at yourself and say, okay, I can do it. And taking charge of yourself. Everything you have is within you. All the tools that you need to help yourself, to heal yourself, are within you. All you need is to get the words and formation that will help you, guide you there. And we have all that on our website that will help you to find yourself in that place of self-empowerment, so that you be happy again, so that you can create the good energy that you need. And it's all about breathing. It's practicing. It's like riding a bicycle. Breathe. First thing in the morning, I wake up. First thought, I think, I love you. And I give myself a big hug. And I thank the Creator. I show gratitude for the first breath that I wake with for today. Then I just lay there and I just breathe, I love you, until I charge every cell in my body with that energy. And when I get that energy all charged up within me of unconditional love, then I pray for all creation. I give gratitude for all creation, the whole universe, the stars, the sun, the moon, Mother Earth, and all that has been created upon Mother Earth, within Mother Earth, all living force, all the four nations of mankind. So I make sure that I pray and I cover everything. And I, first and foremost, when I pray and show gratitude for the universe, I include all our ancestors, our grandfathers and grandmothers, in all four directions, and sacred eagle, and all our guides and teachers. And in that all four directions that we pray in, as spiritual people, as reminders that we lived in every race in this world in many lifetimes. So in all these cultures of the four nations of mankind, we do have relatives. And when you come into that place of unconditional love, there's complete unity there. There's no racism there or anything. So it's all about energy. You are the factory of energy. You are the engineer of energy through your thought form. So it's about taking control of self. You don't worry about anybody else. you do everything for you, and that's when everybody else will benefit from the work you do within yourself. So I give you great honor for giving us a chance to share some wisdom to help those that need it out there. And we will be connecting again somewhere along the line. So I want to thank you all for that moment. So there's Barbara on the other end.
Angel that dances on clouds.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy with the interview tonight. I think everything went well. And I think it is about taking charge. It's one thing when I talk to my kids, I tell them, who's the boss? Is it something outside of you, or is it you? It's ultimately your choice, and you have to think about the consequences, whether they're good or bad. And, always make good choices, because it impacts everyone around you. Yeah. Yeah, and other than that, everything went well.
Very good. Angel that dances on clouds, I love you. You're like, this is what it is, very to the point. There's not really any reason to run around the block. I love that.
Yeah.
It's like, yep, this is what it is. Family, I hope that you enjoyed this evening with many horses and angels that dances on clouds. Very cut and dry, very simple, very easy. As you can see, or actually hear and see through the sound of my voice. You can go back into the archives. As soon as this show gets done and is able to go into the archives, I will be editing this and putting it in video form so it will be accessible to the people. Make sure that you grab this video, you put it on your profile, you allow people to listen, and you also connect with me so I can connect you with the elder, Many Horses, and Angel that Dances on Clouds so you can receive this information. It will be out there in the ethers. Make sure that you watch as well on the HO Network YouTube channel, because I will be reading the information that has been handed to me to hand to you so you can hand to others. You don't keep to yourself. This is a privilege. This is not something, understand this is not something that has to be done by Many Horses. Many Horses does not have to do this for the people, nor does Barbara, Angel who dances on clouds. Therefore, they could have kept all of this ancient information that has been handed down through their tribes to themselves and just to their families. I want you to understand the seriousness of the situation. So that means that as you are receiving this gift from the elders, because you're getting ancient information from the elders, that you give it as a gift to the rest of humanity. You don't keep it under your wing. You don't keep it to yourself. Just as our elder, Many Horses, and Angel that Dances on Clouds has done. You share it, you take it into your spirit, you soak it in. You don't just read it, you read it over and over and over again. You take it into yourself and you give it and you share. You keep a copy for yourself and you share with many others. You have to promise me that, because that is our responsibility. Many Horses and Barbara have made it very clear that that's what the grandmothers, the grandfathers, and the ancestors want. So we have to follow through with that. Do not hoard this information, and let people know where this information comes from, family. Very, very important. Make sure that you type into your search engine DIANUNEZ, Dia Nunez. I have 2 profiles. Friend them both. Then you can get to the HO Network profile page, and also this will be going onto the HO Network library as well. I'll be downloading this and putting it in our library so people will be able to have access. And also make sure that when you get this video, because this will be going in video form, that you like on YouTube as well, because then I'll be doing this series and I've gotten permission to be able to talk about the documents and create a dialogue. Please comment. Comment is love and things of this nature, so I can pass the information on to the elders if you have questions, if you will, and put you on the right place, the right road, because Many Horses and Angel that Dances on Clouds has much information. I send you so much love, family, always. I'm a little flustered, if you will, because I do feel a physical change in my physical body, and I have felt the energy move, and I hope that you have felt that as well tonight. You can use this show as a resource and go back in the archives and use this very simple tool that Many Horses has given us. We perceive as human beings that sometimes things need to be really over-ritualized and very complicated. However, the tools that we have been given are very simple and can be used on an anytime basis. So I hope that you go back in the archives and you listen to this, if you will, and you use this as a resource. This whole show has been a prayer to me. So I send you so much love once again, and we will talk very, very soon. Homitaku yase.